Hey folks, Dallas here with Privateer Press. Last time, we got a little gory with our blighted pinks and reds. Today, it's time to look at the chitinous carapaces of our Legion models. So let's get started. To paint our chitin, we're going to simply base coat with some beast hide, add some striation highlights, do a quick glaze, and a final shade. So some really easy steps to get that chitin on your force. So let's get that going. For our base coat, we're simply going to use some beast hide. We're just going to apply it simply everywhere that is chitin. And just a nice base coat. Just grab a little water to loosen up your paint. Don't forget these little teethies. He's got little teeth inside his mouth there, inside his little hooks. Well, this would be shadowed, but still like putting a little bit of that color in there. So don't forget, sometimes 2 base coats is always good. Just another layer to smooth everything out. And it gives you that second chance to make sure you got everything painted. All right, for our next step, we're going to draw in some striations with our highlights. And this will just be jackbone. And we're just going to start right here. We're just going to start drawing in some little texture lines. Each of these teeth. And then just the edge of the chitin. With our striations in, we can now begin our shading. For this, we're going to make a glaze out of brown ink. I'm just going to put a drop or 2 of brown ink and some water. Make a nice thin glaze, something like that. We're going to use this to just glaze the entire surface. Remember, a glaze is nice and thin and you don't want it to pool up. Washes pool, glazes don't. Just wanting to tint all this together, kind of harmonize these 2 colors that are on there. If you see it start to pull up, grab your brush and dry it off real quick. Just kind of pull the water away from the miniature with the brush. Just gather it all up. All right, let's let that dry and move on to the next step. For our final shade, we're going to mix Thamar Black and brown ink. This will be a nice dark brown. That might be a little too dark. Let's make another. Let's put it over here. Much better. Sometimes you just got to experiment, get it right. Okay, and we're just going to blend this into the shadows. Let's go ahead and darken the shadows. Add some contrast to those plates. You want these to start at the base of the plate and work their way to the tip, getting lighter as it goes. That gets you that nice dark light, dark light. Just keep adding shadow until you're happy with how much shadow you have. I'm going to take a little bit of our shade color. I'm going to thin it down. You can add a little mottling around the chitin where the skin and the chitin meet. Let's do it right here. Put like a little bit of that brown up there. All right, let's do one final step of highlighting and see how our chitin looks after that. For our highlighting, we're just going to go back to our jackbone. We're just going to very delicately re-emphasize those edges. Just maybe paint in a few extra striations. All these little grippers. I like to have fun with these textures. They don't have to be perfect. That looks pretty good. And with that final highlight, our hellmouth is ready to be based and tear up the battlefield. Our blighted abominations have both protrusions and protection. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos and check out the links below for more in this series and additional information on the P3 hobby line.
Hug? Is that what that is?
You don't know how to do that trick? Tony taught me that trick. You breathe in.
Where you get bigger? Is it